Hey there, fellow bass players and YouTube friends around the world. Steve here, and with the downtime I've had recently, I figured I'd do an update video on my Fender Rumble 500. I did the original video about 3 years ago, and I've done about 370 gigs so far with it, which translates to about 1,100 hours of actual playing time on the amp. And I can tell you it still sounds fantastic. Don't have any problems with it. So if you're considering buying one, I would recommend it. As you can see, it's taken on that beautiful road-worn look to it. Instead of it saying Fender now it says Ender. I lost the F along the way, you know, loading and unloading the amp in my van. And if you take a look at the knobs, no longer are they that creamy color. Now it's more of a tobacco yellow from all the smoke in the bars that I play in the clubs. But other than that, it still sounds great. Now I'm going to show you now the settings I usually start off with when I play a club. I'll show you a couple of things that I do when I use it, like the settings that I use. But I could say if you're interested in buying one, it would definitely be a good purchase. Plenty allowed for any club that I've ever played. And let's take a little quick look at it. And if you're interested in seeing the original video I did, I'll put the link below in the description box. Okay, here's a closer look of how I always set up my amp. It usually stays like this, maybe a little tweaking depending on the club to get the sound that I want. But I have the gain a little past the 9 o'clock position. The vintage button is always pushed in. You get a nice round sound with that. If I'm slapping and popping in certain rooms, if I need a little extra brightness for that particular song, I'll push in the bright button. But for the most part, the bright button stays out. And I never touch the contour button. This section right here for the overdrive I never really use. The bass is usually a little under the 12 o'clock position. The mids are a little bit lower. The high mids are usually about the 1 o'clock position, and the treble I usually have at the 3 o'clock position. And the master volume I very rarely go past there. I don't think I ever really have it at 12 o'clock. I don't think I've ever had it at 12 o'clock. That's the loudest I usually get it right there. And the horn is always turned on. But as you can see, the the knob's turned a little yellow, got a little dirty. That's expected. And there we go. I lost the F along the way, but that'll give you an idea of how I set it up. Okay, so that's my updated video on the Fender Rumble 500. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send me a comment, ask me a question. And as always, happy bass playing. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. I always got more videos coming, so check back. Thanks.